Mind reading present. Men who avoid intimacy and commitment usually have 8 underlying fears. What do men worry about? Snake? Yes. Maybe. Earthquakes and tsunamis? Maybe. That's not the biggest worry for men. Precisely. The biggest concern for men is intimacy and commitment. Men who avoid intimacy and commitment usually have the following 8 fundamental fears. Number 1. Disclaimer. Wait. Do I mean a big, strong, and burly man afraid of getting a little rejection? Absolutely. Despite their rugged outward appearance as well as macho and unemotional appearance, men, like everyone, are social creatures. They thrive when they are accepted and suffer when they are not accepted. So yes, men are often afraid of rejection, and this is why they avoid intimacy and commitment. Think about it. If they open up and let you look inside well and carefully, isn't there a chance that you don't like what you see? Isn't it possible that you will despair and decide you don't want to have a relationship with them? Of course. And I know you recognize this feeling because it's something we all experience. So, for many men, keeping up appearances and maintaining emotional distance is a way to protect themselves from this risky business. Number 2. Give up his freedom. Men who are afraid to give up their freedom is a real figure of speech, but only because it is true, combined with midlife crisis attempts to regain some of everything. This is one of the main reasons men fear committing to a relationship. After all, being young and single is fun. It's fun to do whatever you want, whenever you want. Who can argue with that? The real problem is why men feel that being intimate and committed in a relationship means they lose their freedom. Does it have to be like this? If you want to be in a committed relationship with a man who seems afraid to improve the relationship, it's worth doing 2 things. First, ask yourself if what you're looking for will threaten his freedom. And second, ask him if this is something he has in mind. You might find some pretty interesting answers. Number 3. Loss of autonomy. Autonomy is slightly different from freedom, although it is still related. The famous Cambridge Dictionary defines autonomy as the ability to make one's own decisions without being controlled by others, which I think is particularly targeted. Men who feel uncomfortable making commitments often worry that this will result in them having to do what you say all the time. And look, you and I know this isn't what you're looking for, but it's still one of their underlying fears. However, a relationship does require compromises that may worry most people who have long set their own path. He may worry if you will tell him what to wear, how to act, what to think, and put your interests first. If this sounds fun to you, maybe that's why she's worried. Number 4. Heartbreak. We all wear old wounds like scars on our hearts. Some of them heal almost unnoticed, but others are great and courageous, and dare I say, frightening. They represent past trauma, pain, and heartbreak, and can also hinder the person from embracing intimacy in the future. So, what can you do about a partner who is afraid to make more commitments because he or she has been heartbroken before? Talk about it. Show her you are not the same as the person who hurt her. And let him know how great it would be if he could forget this old sadness and really let you in. Most importantly, be gentle. Even a big person's heart needs to be handled carefully. Number 5. Found to be a fraudster. Imposter syndrome is not just something that affects people in their professional lives. It can also be an underlying fear in a relationship. What is it? It's an unfounded feeling that you don't deserve to be where you are now or to have what you have. It is confused by anxiety. There is a fear that you will be caught at any time. I have to admit, I felt this way the first time I got together with my wife. I just came out of a very bad separation, and he is a revelation. Too good to be true. I was amazed by everything about him, not least at the fact that I managed to get his attention. I don't deserve it. I'm far from my ability. I think he finally realized that I felt this way and started trying to convince me that I was wrong. He repeatedly told me how much he appreciated me and how happy he was that we could connect. Eventually, I began to believe it, and the fear of being perceived as fake disappeared. Sometimes I still have a hard time believing it. Number 6. Making the wrong choice. FOMO is the fear of missing out. And this is one of the biggest underlying fears that men have in relationships. They are afraid to approach and make a commitment because they may miss something or someone else. I'm talking about two different things here. Some feel lost to be single. Yes, dating and having sex with other people. Some men are not at all sure that they are sedentary or monogamous types of people. Another thing they may fear is that they feel comfortable and, therefore, lose relationships with others. If you feel like this is your man's problem, this can be a serious problem because it tells you that he thinks you're not enough for him. In this case, I think you can show her that she is wrong or show her the door. Number 7. Lost his friends. While you may try to deny it, this is a reality-based fear. It was probably not for the reason he thought. This is what he is afraid of. He has a friend who is in a serious relationship and suddenly disappears from his life. They change their priorities, and spending time with their old friends is no longer included on the list. He is afraid that if he makes a serious commitment with you, the same will happen to him. What he didn't realize was the reason why this happened. First and foremost, all his friends made a choice. They are not forced to do this behavior. Maybe, and this may sound crazy, they actually love spending time with their partner. There is also an understanding of what commitment is. Making a commitment takes time and effort, not just words. Whether this means romantic and financial relationships, kids, or anything else, you have to make choices, and the way you spend your time is one of them. He must learn that losing friends doesn't happen automatically. It's a choice as well as a matter of time management. Number 8. Being distracted. Men who avoid intimacy and commitment may have other underlying fears that you may not have considered. Many people are driven by life goals and strive to achieve the achievements they have set for themselves. Although for many men, this includes relationships and family, it's not everyone's priority. So, if a man has serious career goals or wants to be the first person in the world to circumnavigate the world by swimming, he may worry that a romantic commitment means distracting him from the prize. He may be afraid that he only has so much to give, and he will have to choose between his goals and yours. While this can be a heartbreaking reality, it's better to find out if this is the case before you also get too emotionally involved. Otherwise, you'll probably spend years feeling like an underappreciated third person. Men's fear of intimacy and commitment. Most men don't worry too much about looking cowardly if they open up to their romantic partners. What they fear is much deeper. Men who avoid intimacy and commitment usually have many of these 8 fears, not just one. This can complicate the search for solutions and make a relationship work, but at least this is the beginning. Healthy communication and respect for her feelings are the best tools to help her overcome her fears and build a successful relationship together. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends so we can keep making them. For more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and remember to click on the notification bell. Also, be sure to check out our other videos as well. Thanks for watching.